is football. Football is
America's
America.
football is America. If you don't like it, you can kiss your candy ass. For the moment in time, I don't give a damn. Oh my God!
No!
You love this.
It's 30 to 27.
No!
Chiefs win. Chiefs
No!
win 30 to 20.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the second half. A 64-yard attempt to end the first half. He's got a long of 59. Snap, hold, kick is on its way. It's off the crossbar. Would have been good from 63. Wow. Wow. Most points in a first half of a Monday Night Football game since 2018. Wow. Just a foot away from being good. Shanahan 9-0 when leading at halftime this season. That's crazy. Kyle Shanahan saying Phillip Rivers is a hell of a quarterback. We've had him in 3rd and long, and he's managed to be able to pick it up. We got a lot of respect for him. Man. That kick was right there, man. 64 yards, and it was that close. We got the one, the only, give it up, for Crafty. And ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, the happy Sunday guy, Daniel Barry Sports Highlight. And now we got the one and only Benjo. What's going on? 24-17 is your first half score. Man, this is going pretty well for me. Kind of. I might. Man, I don't know. I don't know what is going on. Christian McCaffrey has 18 points. Wait a minute. I have 113 now? Oh. I have 113 points. My opponent has 110, but here's the kicker. I have the 49ers defense playing right now. So if the Colts keep scoring, I'm going to get points subtracted. But if Christian McCaffrey keeps scoring, it's going to equal out. Or not equal out. It'll compensate. That's the word. Man. Here we are right now. Of course, I shouldn't be in this situation, but Lamar Jackson got hurt in the first quarter, left the game, and didn't come back. So, luckily for me, Josh Allen had his worst game of the year. I mean, that was really like a lifesaver. I mean, he had 52 points week 1, 34, 31, 36, 30, 52, 49, 35. How is he the number 2 ranked quarterback? Who's number 1? It's not Lamar. It can't be. Is it Herbert? Who's the number 1 ranked? Oh, Drake May, maybe? No, he's the number 5 ranked quarterback. What? Mahomes? Number 9. It can't be Hurts. He's not playing. Oh, Stafford. Number 1. Yep, there it is. 47, 30, 34, 35, 40, 40, 42, 40, 41. Damn. And you know what's crazy is I was recording my draft for the first time, and my brother's in another league, and I was like, I'll help you with the draft if you let me live stream it. And I was pleading with him to draft Stafford. And then I went with Lamar instead of Stafford. And, you know, hindsight's 20/20. But, I mean, Lamar, man, he's been wildly disappointing this year. I mean, 19th. And next week is the champion. Excuse me. Next week's the championship. And I have no choice but to go with Jackson Dart. He's playing the Raiders. And how many points did Stroud get this week against the Raiders? 19. I don't know, man. I'm not sure. James Cook. Hell of a game yesterday. What's up, fam? Let's go Colts. Man, Phillip Rivers is playing awesome. What is up? Phillip Rivers is killing it, dude. Phillip Rivers is the only active player drafted before I was born. Phillip Rivers was the only active player drafted before you were born. That doesn't make me feel old. I mean, if anything, that should make you feel old. You know what I mean? Like, once you get to that point of your life where you're like, wow, there's only one quarterback that was drafted before I was born. Like, that's a moment for you. Quarterbacks, there hasn't been an active quarterback drafted before I was born since I was too young to remember watching football. You know, once I started like remembering, my first batch of quarterbacks was Jake Plummer, Matt Hasselbeck, Trent Green, Brett Favre, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Ben Roethlisberger. But all these guys were drafted after I was born. So it's something I've never really thought about. Do you nobody will ever blame me for taking Lamar nobody will ever blame me for taking Lamar at the start of the season over Stafford fantasy-wise. True. Like I'm taking Justin Fields over Stafford at the beginning of this year for fantasy, probably. Tough to see that one coming. Yeah. Yeah. Definitely a wild card. And that's why, man, it's so important to draft a good team because it's not like which one of your guys is going to bust. Well, yeah, that's what I mean. It's not if, it's which one, and whether or not you have the team around that player to compensate for that lack of production. I mean, my home run draft pick was Jonathan Taylor, which was a no-brainer for me. I've been super high on Jonathan Taylor since he came into the NFL. And it's not just because he went to Wisconsin, but that, obviously doesn't hurt. But I just felt like he was underrated because he blew up and then he dealt with that injury. And then it was like the year he was coming back from injury and people weren't really talking about him. And it's like, I didn't really understand why. So like, I've always been huge on JT, and like they were saying, CMC. This is what's lazy about fantasy is no matter what happens, fantasy football drafts are basically like, okay, we're just going to pretend instead of week 18 is the end of the season. Fantasy drafts are just like pretending it's week 19. They draft whatever happened last year. Okay. Like they don't take into account different coaches, new situations. Like, oh, I'm going to draft AJ Brown and expect the same production he had with Shane Steichen. I'm going to draft Saquon Barkley and expect them to run the ball just as well without Kellen Moore because he did it last year. That's just not the way it works. And that's why it's easy. If you're in a 12-team league, as long as you don't draft like this year's a continuation of last year, you're already better than half your teams. And then the other half requires you to know the player, know their injury history, and then I would say draft strategy, when to get certain players. Every single year, there's certain players that I draft just to trade. I don't know anyone else that does this. This year, I drafted Mike Evans to trade because I drafted Christian McCaffrey and Jonathan Taylor back to back. I missed out on that first wave of quarterbacks, and Terry McLaurin being a bust hurt me massively because I was expecting Jaden Daniels and Terry McLaurin. He just got paid. I expected a big year. And luckily for me, my plan was always that I thought Ricky Pearsall was going to make a big step this year. And week 1 through 4 was awesome. It was like 20 points. Look at this guy. And then he started getting hurt. And that's pretty much been the story of the year, including tonight, that he didn't travel for the game because he's injured. But because I was on the clock with no good quarterbacks available, I didn't need a wide receiver, but I drafted Mike Evans because I'm like, all right, I'll take Jordan Love and Stafford and trade him to a team that doesn't have a wide receiver and get one. And then waiver wires. I was looking at the other day, 80% of my team today I didn't draft. Isn't that insane? The only players on my team that I drafted is Christian McCaffrey and that's it right now. I mean, Jameson Williams was dropped. I picked him up, and I mean, he was dropped like week 5, right before their bye week, and he had like 3 catches on the year. It was atrocious. I picked him up, put him on my bench because Dan Campbell said going into the bye week he was taking over play calling. I wanted to see, what does that look like? I put him on my bench. He's been a top 10 receiver in the NFL since Dan Campbell took over. Mike Evans, my brother dropped after his season-ending injury. I put him on IR, and because I heard he might be healthy for the last 2 games, and I'm starting him. It's crazy. Achan, I traded Jonathan Taylor for Achan, which I think Jonathan Taylor is a better running back, but the Dolphins' strength of schedule was just so much more favorite over the Colts. The Colts I think they had Jacksonville twice, Seattle, and the 49ers. And Miami has like the Jets. It's a joke. Kyle Pitts, I picked up off waivers. Amarian Hampton, I picked up off waivers. Brandon Aubrey, waivers. In the defense, I changed every year. Jefferson was in the Achan, Jonathan Taylor trade. Dart, waivers. Wilson, waivers. Godwin, Pearsall, I drafted. Parkinson, waivers. Garrett Wilson, waivers. I have 2 players on my team that I drafted. So people say, like, oh, the draft's so important. I mean, your first 2 picks are. Outside of that, questionable at best. You weren't born in 2004. Jesus Christ, Nick. My fantasy season involved Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Bucky Irving, Cam Scatterbo, Jamar Chase. Guess who missed playoffs? Yeah, you should never draft 3 players from the same team. But I'm sure you know that. Never put your eggs in one basket. And people always talk about getting a wide receiver quarterback combination. Like, I never understood that. Like, so if he throws a touchdown pass to your guy, you get double points. It's like, yeah, but if you had a different quarterback, you get the same amount of points if he throws a touchdown. And they say, but yeah, but like, you know, if they have a really good matchup, then you benefit twice from it. And I'm like, fair, but if you have a really bad matchup, then it hurts you twice. However you look at it, in my opinion, unless you've already gone through the entire schedule and you've said, hey, these players have very weak pass defenses. Tampa Bay, that was the case for rushing defenses. And okay, big 3rd and 8 here. Purdy converts Jennings. But I just don't see. I feel like it's an overrated thing. Like, oh, I got Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. It's like, well, Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase are both, really good players, so maybe that's a bad example. But when people say, like, I got Mike Evans and Baker Mayfield, it's like, okay, I have Mike Evans and Lamar Jackson. I would rather be me most years until this year. He was hurt all year. Please don't label him that. Chris Godwin. That's crazy. Yeah, it's not your fault you missed the playoffs. I don't even know. Who are we talking about? Who tried to come back hurt? I'm not even talking about McLaurin. I'm talking about Jaden Daniels. And then, of course, without Jaden Daniels, like McLaurin, I dropped him. I didn't even trade him. He was just a drop for me. Oh, Bo was my QB1. I tried to draft Bo, and my fucking uncle, who was auto drafting, by the way, auto drafted the best team possible somehow. And it's a snake draft, and he picked right before me. And guess who he drafted? Bo Nix, right before I was about to. I was like, I thought he did it on purpose. Nope. McCaffrey's open. You idiot. McCaffrey was wide open in the end zone. Sorry, Ginge. I'm just trying to get my points. 15 hundo on the line. Brock Purdy has 32 points already. Oh, that would explain it. I thought that was third down. Dude, I would have lost this week if he would have started Brock Purdy over Josh Allen. If you add 21 points to him, he would have 131 points, and I would have 113. I would need like 20 points in the second half. I love that dude. I was like, give him time, please. He has that many freaking points. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. He's got He's got 18 completions, 227 yards, 4 passing touchdowns, 2 rushing touchdowns. Chase Brown had 30 points this week. How random is that? George Kittle. He was out weeks 2 through 7, but since he's been back, he's been super reliable. And he's got 21 points already. Jonathan Taylor has 7 points right now. And the craziest thing is the guy I traded Jonathan Taylor to, he needs Jonathan Taylor to have 31 points tonight in order to make it to the finals. And if he does, then it would be me going against him. And we swapped running backs before the trade deadline. But I don't know if he's going to get him. I don't know if he's going to get the points. Let me take a look. It's close. Jonathan Taylor has 8.7. He needs 22 points from Jonathan Taylor, but we know Jonathan Taylor, dude. He can break a 90-yard rushing touchdown, and then all of a sudden, like, he has it. I mean, Jonathan Taylor is one of those guys. You're down 2 scores, start feeding JT the ball. I just need the 49ers defense to not do too terrible, unless unless CMC is going to help me out. Isn't it crazy how Brock Purdy was the last pick in the draft? Look how good he is. I mean, I feel like everybody was just waiting for the shoe to drop on this kid. And he's just something. Also, did you see the Broncos are wearing all white on gray? I did. I did see that. There's a white flag on that. If the Chargers went out, they would take the AFC West and drop the Broncos into a wild card spot. Yeah, we already know that. That's unnecessary roughness. That's crazy. I guess it is. I mean, I don't know. 1st and 10. Tiger Stanley, 54. Philip Rivers, by the way, I'm going to make a bold statement. All of the people that decided to make this like a race thing with Philip Rivers playing, coming out of retirement and starting for the Colts, like, I'm not even going to get into how annoyingly stupid all of that is, because I feel like it is just like weirdly insensitive to Philip Rivers and the fact that he had to end his career during COVID with nobody in the stands, no press conferences that weren't over Zoom. A guy that did so much for the game of football. I'm a Broncos fan saying this. A guy that did so much for the game of football had to hang it up on a year like that, has this opportunity, a Disney movie in real life. Like, anybody not cheering this on, you're just like, you must just be such a exhausting person to be around. What do you like? Do you find the negative in everything? Once in a while, can you just chill out? I get it. It's like Barack Obama said, sometimes they can be a buzzkill. He's talking about his own people. Sometimes just chill out. Just chill out. Enjoy a good story. And the only reason I bring this up is to say what Philip Rivers did in the first half of this game already justifies Philip Rivers being on the Colts. Philip Rivers looked incredible in this first half. If all these people out there had doubts about, why is Philip Rivers getting this opportunity and instead of somebody else? Because Philip Rivers looks awesome. If there was whoever the backup was, by the way, the backup was hurt. That's why Philip got the call. It was because the backup quarterback was hurt. He wasn't going to be able to play. So they called Philip Rivers. And number two, and I've made this point multiple times in the offseason, and ironically, I made it about the Colts this offseason, and I was wrong about it. But I said, if you're the owner of a franchise, it is your job to sell hope to a fan base, to make them feel like every time they go to a Colts game, they feel like there's something worth showing up to. There's a reason to stand in the parking lot, search for parking for an hour, buy overpriced beers, wait in line to go to the bathroom. You need to make it worth it. And I forgot, and spend hundreds of dollars on tickets. You need to make it worth it. And I felt like the Colts didn't do that this year when they started in Daniel Jones. And I couldn't have been more wrong about the Daniel Jones assessment. But when Daniel Jones went out, and then this backup quarterback that I can't remember and most people probably can't right now for $100 tell you who he was. The guy that got hurt. That guy, like coming into the game, was gonna do what? I mean, really, like Philip Rivers coming out of retirement at 44. Hell, I thought about driving to Indianapolis to see this shit. Like, this is like legendary stuff. Now, the only thing I would have done different, I've been super vocal about it. I wouldn't have started Philip Rivers until tonight. But maybe it was a good thing that he got the rust out, able to see where he needs to improve, what felt good, what didn't. I just felt like Seattle's defense, they're so strong against the run that Philip Rivers wouldn't be able to lean on that, where the Niners rank in the 20s against the run. So I thought the Colts would be able to establish the run, and then it would open up some easier passes. And this game, the way Philip Rivers has played in this first half, like, there's a lot of people on television that owe him an apology, like, immediately for what they're saying. Does Philip Rivers stay unretired after this season? Yeah, I think he does. I think he does. But imagine if he gets so comfortable. I mean, he might just be like the Joe Flacco. Oh my gosh! So Shane Steichen, we just heard on the broadcast, Shane Steichen took it to a vote with his team to say, hey, does anybody have a problem with Philip Rivers coming to this team? We're gonna take it to a vote. It was unanimous. They wanted Philip Rivers to come back. So when you hear coaches talk about not paying attention to the outside noise, is there a better example than that? And there's Riley Leonard, a rookie quarterback. I don't even know if he was born when Philip Rivers was a rookie. And the other thing is too is like people out there saying, Philip had his turn. Now it's Riley Leonard's turn. I feel like that couldn't be more untrue. Like that's like an opposite. It's like it means one thing, but it's the opposite. Riley's a rookie. He's got his whole career to prove that he belongs as a starter. Philip Rivers has a window of an opportunity that may never come again. And who knows? Like, maybe if the same thing happened next year, he would have said, maybe last year, but not at 45. You know what I mean? So I think it's the opposite. Like, Riley Leonard's going to have plenty of opportunities. He's a young kid. But like this whole thing where like Philip Rivers is robbing him of his chance. It's like, come on. If he doesn't get himself one more chance, then he really just isn't good enough. I mean, and then again, like, yeah, sometimes it does take a little bit of luck to get seen. I mean, look, would we even know Brock Purdy was this amazing quarterback if Trey Lance and Jimmy Garoppolo didn't all get injured? I mean, like, I don't know. Did he get enough opportunities in practice to show, like, hey, I'm really good? And would he inevitably have gotten the chance at some point? I don't know. But I know Philip Rivers being on this team right now feels right. And at the end of the day, it's what the team wanted. So the Colts get a field goal to make it 31-20. Yeah, some of those guys grew up watching Philip Rivers. Trey Lance would have gotten himself benched at some point. Yeah, he definitely would have. The question, though, What is this? No. What is this? 113.36. Oh, that's his original projection. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. My opponent's original projection was 113.36. I currently have 113.39. You talk about a game of inches. And I don't know if that moved the needle. Jonathan Taylor, now he has 9 points, so he needs 23 points. He needs 23 points. He's projected to get 9 more points. So he would need 14 more points than what he's projected to get. Here we go. Time for the CMC show. Take me to the finals, baby. Dude, Brock Purdy's the GOAT. He picked 9 teammates last year to give new Toyota trucks to. This year, he picked 9 teammates, family members to give 9 Toyota cars to. I love it. I mean, he's got a sponsorship. You know, I'm sure they got a deal. Imagine this for a young guy in the Colts, though. Like for Kyle, this is you made the NFL and caught a pass from Brett Favre. Dude, that would be crazy. CMC. CMC is just taking it all the way to midfield. I was listening to a debate. Oh no. McCaffrey's saying his back hurts. Fuck. No. He was going, fuck. Did the Colts just intercept that? Dude, look at his head. How does a guy like this not get evaluated for a concussion? Look at his head slam. Bam. Why haven't I seen any Isaac Urinardo in this offense? That was such an awkward moment between Troy Aikman and Joe Buck, and I love it. I'm so here for that. All right, CMC's back in the game. Maybe he was just mad that he didn't score a touchdown. Oh, damn. He was taking a shot. Is Kittle okay? Everyone looks so tired on the 49ers. I knew it. Kittle. Yeah, limping. Everyone's looking banged up. I feel like he's going to miss this. Nice. Right through. I mean, not nice, but like, I guess nice that I was wrong about him missing it. I'm not cheering for anybody. It's a 2-possession game. Does Philip Rivers have a Christmas miracle in him? By the way, check out the thumbnail I made for this video. All right. Let's check this fantasy. All right. So this is who I will have to play next week. Fuck. Blake Corum's going up against Atlanta. Dude, his team's freaking loaded. I'm scared. He's got Jalen Hurts, Drake May. He's got Drake May going against the freaking Jets. He's got Jalen Hurts. He's got A.J. Brown. DK Metcalf is suspended, which means he'll have to start. Who's his other wide receiver? Keenan Allen? Keenan Allen going against Houston? Okay. So we got one wide receiver getting low points. He's got Bijan Robinson and Kyron Williams. ETN. Last time ETN played the Colts, he got 21 points. That's his flex. Damn. Here's Jonathan Taylor, 2-yard run. If Garrett Wilson is activated, nope, he's gonna be on IR for the rest of the season. Man, I don't know how I'm gonna beat this guy. JT with another run. I like this. I feel like this is the way for the Colts. I mean, you're in the third quarter. It's a 2-possession game. You have all the time in the world. You just need to get the running game going again. So it'll open up the pass game, some big windows for Phillip Rivers, and then you can do whatever you want because then you'll have them guessing. But they haven't been able to get JT going, and Dula picks up the first down. "54 points have been scored so far in this game. Thank you." Also for Jinja, I hope the Titans hire Matt Nagy. Mo Alley Cox says, "Give me the ball, Mo." I was wondering if the Lions were going to kind of shut it down next week because they're out of the playoffs. And then I thought to myself, Dan Campbell's second year, the Lions were eliminated, and they wanted to play spoiler on Green Bay. Remember they beat them week 17 or week 18? And then eliminated the Packers. Going against Minnesota next week. Oof, that's rough. And then who's Justin Jefferson going against? Detroit. The worst passing defense. I think I have to start Justin Jefferson next week. Here's Jonathan Taylor. I think he got it. Let's see where they mark it. I think the Colts are going to take a shot here, maybe. I wonder how far Philip can throw it right now. Ginger just rode a scooter 2.5 miles to the liquor store. That's awesome. I can just picture you on. 14-point game. Colts on the move. I don't hear any fat lady singing. Media. What's going on? Why can't I move my screen? 1 second. There we go. Second and 9. Perfect throw, Tyler Warren. There it is. First and 10. Almost in the red zone. Phillip to throw. Quick throw. Warren. It looked like he had Jonathan Taylor. And look at that. They started running the football, and now Philip Rivers is having more success throwing the ball. That's what I was saying. You got 2 quarters. Taylor, look at this. Strong run. First and goal. Man, I saw Jonathan Taylor in real life when I was on the field in Jacksonville. He ran right past me. I thought it was Derrick Henry. TV just makes him look normal. It's insane. Like he just ran past me because he went into the back of the end zone, like going for a deep ball that was thrown in the back of the end zone, and then when you're trying to slow yourself down, and he took those slow yourself down steps right next to me, and I was like, oh my god. What was that? Like, I was out there like Lloyd from Dumb and Dumber. It's awesome to get some 6 for 6 on this drive. Taylor, touchdown. Uh-oh. I'm kind of cheering for Jonathan Taylor because wait, how behind am I right now? Dude, Brock Purdy has 40 points. Man. I was gonna pick up Baker Mayfield. I think I'm gonna pick up Baker Mayfield next week. Or should I start Jackson Dart? Man, I don't like this. I'm only up by 3 points. I need Christian McCaffrey to do something. Man, I feel like Philip Rivers got you guys 27 points. Like, this isn't on Philip. I mean, come on. He got you 27 points in 3 quarters. This is on the defense for the Colts. Man. Oh my gosh, all of a sudden, look at these two going at it right now. All he's got left is Jonathan Taylor. That touchdown got him 16.9. So all of a sudden, he only needs 14 more points from Jonathan Taylor, which is like one big touchdown. And I would be playing him next week instead, which is honestly what I'm cheering for. All right, 49ers. Sky Moore to the 30. What was I about to check? Oh, I was trying to see who does McMillan play next week. Seattle. And you guys play Jacksonville next week. Defense made Purdy look like the MVP. Honestly, I just need CMC to have one more big touchdown so that I'm not in that range of if the Colts score 2 more touchdowns, I lose. Here's a pitch, CMC. Let's see where they mark him. And he stayed in the game. Let's see if they pitch it here. Or give it to use check. No, they're going to run it. Go. There's McCaffrey. Inside the 25. And 24 points. No one else is running the ball like CMC. They say, like, man, this offensive line is just. But then Brian Robinson checks in the game and he gets stuck. Call timeout. And he was just waiting to the very last second. Christian McCaffrey's jersey is always like if you told me I could have a game jersey outside of like obviously Bo Nix or like Sertan outside the Broncos, it would 100% be McCaffrey. If I get a game jersey, I want it to look like that. I want it to be grassy, mud. This isn't even real grass. And look at his jersey. So Christian McCaffrey is getting a really nice break here. And all of a sudden, the Colts have a chance to tie this baby up. It's going to be a throw to Purdy. I can feel it. Oh, man. This Colts defense can't get off the field. CMC might have had it if he threw a good ball to that back shoulder. Here's a pitch to McCaffrey. That's like his first loss of a yard today, it feels like. And there's so much time coming off the clock. I noticed with CMC in the backfield, he rarely stays in blocks. He's always running out. I thought that was a touchdown. I thought he caught that. Did he drop it? I thought that was a touchdown. That's it. I'm going to the Super Bowl. I'm going to the finals. A tough game tonight, Kyle. I mean, obviously coming down to the wire like that, had to be nervous. You know, I trust the team. Ultimately, it comes down to the guys you have in the locker room. I know we have a good group of guys, and I have faith that we're going to pull it out in the end. Oh, man. Now I don't have to worry. So, Jonathan Taylor, I need him to score 2 touchdowns. I need him to break a big one. I need Jonathan Taylor to fucking explode. Because I like my matchup way more against the guy that has Jonathan Taylor than if he loses. Yep, there it is. You can't lose 16 points because of a defense. So I'm 99% projected winner now. There it is, 126 to 110. I woke up this morning and waking up this morning, I had 91 or 90.3 points. It was 90 to him having 110 with only CMC left in the 49ers defense. And if Lamar wouldn't have gotten hurt, he probably would have got me around 24. And then I would have been in the 140s this week. You know, no one really like exploded on my team this week, but everybody very consistent. Like you look over here and you got like a 4-point player, a 4-point, outing. Like all in all, everybody contributed. Achan, a touchdown, 81 rushing yards, 9 receiving yards. I still don't like that now that they benched Tua, Achan's not being used the right way. But who? That's what I wanted to see. Who does Tampa play next week? What's that? Oh my gosh. The Colts just took the kickoff to the 41. There's a flag. Hold on. Oh, it's coming back. Man. So the ball goes back to the 10. Hey, never a better time for a 90-yard touchdown run than now. Here we go. The ball's out. Here's Philip Rivers, 2nd and 25. In this tipped ball. Jeez. And they go from having the ball like on the 49ers 40 to start this drive to being on their own 3-yard line, and it's 3rd and 25. His defense put him in a bad situation, and now people are going to look at these throws and say, yeah, he's just not. And it's like he's. Watch, this could be a punt return if they're not careful. Ooh, looks like his head got pulled. It's crazy. The 49ers had their defense had 0 points last week against Tennessee. Didn't he step out of bounds? Philip Rivers back in mid-season form. I'm so glad Troy Aikman's saying this. It wouldn't have mattered who's playing quarterback. There's another McCaffrey catch. I'm gonna be surprised if they just run a draw with McCaffrey here. Oh, I guess you don't. I guess you don't need to if he's gonna be that wide open. Man, I see Denver. That happens at Denver all the time, where these tight ends just run a simple out route, and the linebackers like chasing. Here we go, and McCaffrey gonna lose a yard there. What about Sean Payton? What about Sean Payton? There we go. It's like, what about the number one seed in the AFC? We're just gonna. Oh yeah, Sean Payton. You know, Sean's never won Coach of the Year. How is that possible? I mean, you talk about the coaching job. Interception, and this could be huge. That was huge for the Colts. It's a two possession game, you guys. It's a two possession game. If the 49ers would have kicked a field goal on that drive, that would have been game. And the Colts just took the ball away. That's a pick. I thought he should have pitched it. Philip, throw him. Come on, Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor. All they need to do is score before the 2-minute warning. Look at that. Philip Rivers just such an awkward ball. Beautiful. Oh my God. Philip just threw a pick six. Wow. That sucks, man. Philip Rivers had an awesome game, and now it's going to be his fault that they lost. Obviously, it's not, but man. The good news is the Colts are going to get the ball back. I don't know. We've seen some weird endings. Here's the interception. Man, and also congratulations to everybody out there that took a chance. So the Colts are going to wave the white flag? Why? You have the 2-minute warning, 2 timeouts, get a quick touchdown. All you need is one onside kick. What are you playing for? Your season, right? You can't give up. What's going on with Anthony Richardson? Why is he wearing sunglasses? I don't want my franchise quarterback wearing sunglasses. I want him locked in with a headset on, talking to players. Man, Rivers' day over. He fucked his eye up, just came back. Almost lost an eye. What does that mean? Lost an eye? What do you mean? How do you lose an eye? Do you get in a motorcycle accident or something? His orbital bone in a pregame warm up? How do you almost lose your eye warming up? This is bizarre. A freak orbital bone fracture in his eye during pregame warm ups when a resistance band snapped and hit him in the face, requiring surgery. So it struck near his eye. Have you have you guys seen this?
Anthony Richardson fractured his orbital bone during the Colts warm-ups on Sunday. First, one of their best corners, Travarius Ward, got a concussion from running into his teammate, which made him miss the game. And then Anthony Richardson fractured his orbital bone with an exercise band while he was stretching his legs. He had to be hospitalized and has since been put on injured reserve. What was going on during the Colts warm-ups on Sunday? First, one of their best corners, Travarius Ward, got a concussion from running into his teammate, which made him miss the game. And then Anthony Richardson fractured his orbital bone with an exercise band while he was stretching his legs. He had to be hospitalized and has since been put on injured reserve.
That's wild. So is he going to get a chance to be the starter next year? 8-2 going into their bye. Man. He's Anthony Richardson. He really avoids breaking his foot when he gets out of bed in the morning. I mean, I feel like he can sue the Colts for the equipment being faulty. He almost lost an eyeball because, I mean, yeah, it's a freak accident, but the Colts, Troy Aikman's saying it right now. He did what he was expected to do. 275 passing yards. He had no running game, which I knew was going to be an issue, which is why I traded Jonathan Taylor before the deadline. And when you don't have a running game, you get, I mean, look at last week against Seattle. Now, this game was way different. Like Phillip Rivers was able to throw the ball. He's got a bunch of touchdowns. Look at John Lynch. I'm pretty sure John Lynch went against Phillip Rivers as a player. Yeah, he just said it. 2005. We went to the AFC championship this year. Oh my gosh, I got nostalgic just looking at this. That's my childhood right there. Look at them. Older. That's me. My goodness. Man, I love you guys. This is like life goes by so fast and you don't even know where it went. We argue about all this football stuff, and at the end of the day, we should just make sure we're having fun. Look at that. Two goats talking to each other. Bah, bah, bah. Jonathan Taylor and Christian McCaffrey. I'm going to make sure I get that on. I got it. Look at this. This is what two goats look like. The 49ers have been punted since November? How cool is that? How cool is this photo right here? No way. They jersey swapped Jonathan Taylor and CMC. Wow. Philip Rivers jogging off the field, maybe for the last time ever. Will he play next week? Will he even show up? I don't know. I don't know. But are the three best teams in the NFC all from the same division? Yes. Definitely. Seattle is the biggest wild card because Sam Darnold. But the Rams and 49ers, yeah. Bills, Chargers, Jags all secure playoff spots with Colts loss. Dang. So we're not the only team that's clinched the playoffs anymore. Those days are over. Well, it was fun being special for the 2 weeks it lasted. Good showing, D. Purdy has 9 TDs over his past 2 games. Their last punt was in week 13. Purdy's playing his best football since his Super Bowl run. No reason for him to keep playing. Time for Colts to explore other options. I wonder if he knows that that's it, running off the field. Man. One of the stars of the game going on the field. I mean, I don't think the Colts need to explore other options though. Like that's why maybe Philip Rivers will keep playing because it's like yeah, I could understand if the Colts didn't have their franchise quarterback. Like, hey, we need to see if we have something with this guy in case. We need to see what your franchise quarterback's Daniel Jones. He's not going to be ready to go till next year. So I think it should just be up to Philip. Like, do you want to play the last couple of games? Maybe he does. I don't know. One sec. Brock Purdy, the first quarterback, the first 49ers quarterback ever to have 5 touchdown passes on Monday Night Football. Philip Rivers, Troy Aikman was just saying that Philip Rivers talked to him and said, he didn't want to embarrass himself. He definitely didn't embarrass himself. Yeah, I think Philip, I think he made a better case for him being a Hall of Famer now. Yeah, I think it helps him. San Francisco finishes with 12 points. Oh, because of the pick six. And there it is. Final score. It's crazy looking back on this, thinking I was worried in the third quarter because I ended up winning by 26. winning by 26 means I could have gotten 8 points from McCaffrey and won because of the 49ers pick 6, which would have been crazy. I mean, imagine McCaffrey got 8 points and then got hurt and left the game, and I thought I was losing the whole game, and then the pick 6 happens and I win by a point. I bet you there's somebody that started the defense for the 49ers claiming so many people. Look at this guy. Lost by 1 point because of the pick 6. You won me my week. Some guy in my league won by 0.56 points after that pick 6 against McCaffrey. Had a 1% chance to win. So many liars. Everybody won by 0.1 points because of the pick 6. Yeah, I thought there might be like one guy in the chat saying, I won by a point. Literally hundreds of people are like, I won by 0.1 because of the pick 6. Rams need to win out, plus 49ers in Seattle each lose the game to win the NFC. Well, the Rams, I think their final 2 games is like the Cardinals and another bad team. Seattle, on the other hand, play the Rams. Or I think Seattle plays the Rams. And no. The Rams play the Cardinals. And Seattle plays the 49ers week 18. Niners win out. Niners win NFC if they win out versus Bears in Seattle. Yeah, but that was the case before this week. That's been the case since Thursday night when the Rams lost. Niners overtake Rams. Yeah, as long as, yeah. All right, the Rams losing Thursday night made it so the 49ers controlled their own destiny. Now, that week 18 game is going to be what it all comes down to. The week 18 game is going to be massive. Absolutely massive. But Colts can't get the job done. Niners send me to the Super Bowl. So I'm thankful for that. GG's in the chat. Crafty, Ginge, Nick, Daniel Barry. You guys, you're the best, all right? Have a good night. Merry Christmas Eve almost. 2 more days. I'll see you guys on the next stream. See ya.